Hey everybody, this is Erman Bry with Origins. Thanks so much for tuning in. As always, we have amazing guest speakers that we like to interview throughout the year. And today we have none other than Mickey Reese of Agnes. Mickey, how are you doing today?
Great, great.
So you said you're in Delaware right now, right?
No, I'm in
New
New
York.
York City. I wish I was in Delaware.
Okay. Well, hopefully you had a
Well,
great
that
holiday.
I just said that. That's wrong. I mean, I love being here. This is great. But we
Yeah.
were talking about Delaware before we got into this, and I'd been there before, and I was just saying how amazing it was because there's like the Rehoboth Beach over there. You said you were in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, that's where I am right now. So here for the holidays. Hopefully you enjoy the holidays yourself and spend time with family and all the good stuff. So yeah, so great to speak with you. I love speaking with fellow creatives like myself. I'm a writer. So talk about Agnes because I know it hits everywhere in theaters and video on demand on the 10th, which is coming up around the corner. So tell us a bit about the movie and you know what drew you to this type of material. I actually have a religious background. I grew up in the Catholic Church, so I love seeing things that blend with I guess you could say religion and horror. So for you, what kind of drew you to this world?
Right. Well, it was originally there's a portion of the movie. This character named Father Black, who is this television exorcist, and that was kind of like the thing that sparked it all was to create that. But he ended up just being kind of a small character because whenever we did Strike to Your Mistress and Curious Heart and Climb to the Hunter before this, it was kind of like in this female centric horror world with these kind of shadowy and moody Bergman-esque kind of blocking, and so it was going into that and just kind of to create these kind of like Renaissance paintings with these nuns, and then just incorporating that small thing, but it all kind of stemmed from that as this kind of a television exorcist, and so we incorporating that with the nuns, and we kind of just came this concoction, this where its own world where they exist together.
Now we've seen nun movies before. I mean, there's a whole series there's a franchise called The Nun. So we've seen horror movies with nuns in it. So what did you want to do that separated this from anything else in the genre?
Well, I didn't really think of it like that. It kind of became something more once we started writing it. But initially, it was just let's live in this world and see where it goes. It's all about just kind of writing the characters first, and then just once you have all these characters together, the movie kind of writes itself because you're just kind of following and living with these characters for a long time. And so this is no exception. They just happen to live in a world with nuns and priests and exorcists.
What has the reception been so far with people who've seen it? I always like to talk about like early reaction. What did your family think about it? What did your friends think about it? So people have seen it so far. What has been their early reaction?
Well, there's halfway through the movie, it sort of takes a turn, and a lot of people are turned off by it and think it's like some kind of mistake. But then other people, really appreciate that it's doing something different with a movie that you kind of seem to know where it's going, and then for it to take a completely different turn. So it's it's half and half. I guess polarizing is what you could say.
I would like to say that you did something right. If you get some type of reaction, especially something like that, then you did something right.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So you mentioned writing early on, so let's talk about like I guess the early conception of the movie, the idea, what sparked it to finally completing the film. So if you can bring us through the journey of that, how long did it take? How did you get your team involved? That good stuff.
Yeah, well, John and I wrote the movie. I don't know. It probably took a couple of months, but it wasn't like working on it, every day or anything like that. We didn't lock ourselves in a hotel room or a cabin or something until we finished. It was, kind of a process of a couple months, and then finally decided, yeah, this is the script. And then we sent that out to Divide and Conquer production team that worked with us on Climate of the Hunter, and then on this movie, they sent it to the script. They sent to Quagmire, which is a relatively new production company that is Molly C. Quinn's production company with
No worries.
Matthew Welty and Elon Gale, and they read the script and said, "Yeah, this is unique. We want to do this." And so kind of went from there. And they brought in some of their friends that were, happened to be great actors, and so we had a nice little cast round up, thanks to them, and they kind of produced it all. And at that point, it was just, let's make the best movie we can. You know, always trying to take risks if we can, and
Absolutely.
just do
Yeah.
something different.
I'm a big fan of independent projects that have skeleton crews that kind of that still pull off something amazing. So how big was your team? Was it skeleton? Was it fairly moderately sized? Like how big was your team?
It was biggest crew I ever worked with, but I would say by anyone else's standards, it was most definitely skeleton or below.
Yeah. And where'd you guys end up shooting?
We shot in Oklahoma City in January of 2020. That's right before the pandemic. So
Right before the pandemic. Wow.
we got real lucky.
That's insane. Was it cold?
It was cold. It was cold, but you know what? It's cold right now. I'm in New York and it's freezing right here right now too. So
Yeah.
I'm starting to get used to the cold.
And then we actually we have an interview with Molly Quinn next. So talk about working with her on this project.
Oh, she was great. Like she was, it was it's kind of a character that just kind of comes in, that is very, kind of small in the first part of it, and then just kind of completely carries the second half of it. And so she had to kind of create this or have this, presence, and she does that with her angelic looking face and like her very calm demeanor and very restrained. You know what I mean? A very disciplined actor. And so she does that by creating this really great presence at the beginning, and then we're ready to follow her for the next half of the movie. And which is kind of difficult for any actor to do. And yeah, she pulled it off very well. She's great. Very easy to work with.
I know it's like choosing babies. I think it's expression. It's like choosing babies, but like, what has to be your favorite scene? Not only shooting, I guess two questions. What's your favorite scene shooting, but also what was your favorite scene on screen?
Huh. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that. Not because I'm like precious with it, like it's my babies, like you're talking about.
Yeah.
But just like I don't know. I like a lot of different scenes for a lot of different reasons, and I think that my answer would be too convoluted.
And maybe you just don't want to sway people who are going to see it. So
there you go.
Yeah, perfect. And I know a lot of filmmakers always want to know about how do I find distribution. So for you folks, how'd you find the right company to distribute your film?
Sure. So Magnolia came along and wanted the movie, and that was a no-brainer. We XYZ they were our sales agent on it, and they kind of put it out there into the world, and we did a lot of festivals. And yeah, whenever Magnolia came through and wanted to release it through Magnet, it was like, yeah, sign us up. Sounds good. Done deal.
That's amazing. Shout out to Magnolia. So what do you want folks to walk away from when watching Agnes? Of course, it's a horror film, but I think as an artist, I want people to actually feel something as they walk away. So what would that be for anyone who's watching?
Well, I mean, I hope with any movie, like with the structure, the kind of experimental structure we were messing with, like I hope that it makes people watch movies and realize, that they don't necessarily they don't have to follow a certain language, a certain form, and that it's, I don't know, that hopefully it's an experiment that worked.
That's amazing. Yeah. Hey, anyone who does horror films, at least with our community, as long as you do it, we love you for it. So congratulations on all you do, and with Agnes. And what's actually in the pipeline for you? Anything that you're working on right now that you can talk about without spoiling anything, of course? Anything you can talk about?
Yeah, sure. No, next year we have a movie coming out called Country Gold, and it's very different than Agnes. It's about George Jones invites an up and coming country singer out of the town in Nashville the night before he was to be cryogenically frozen in 1994. So it's and it's a comedy. So
Hey, definitely different from from Agnes there.
sure.
Where can folks find you online? Do you have any social media pages, any official sites you would like to share with us?
Nah, not necessarily. No, I've got an Instagram, but it's still private. I don't. Yeah, I don't like to have. I don't like attention.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah,
This
yeah.
is about the most of it.
Now, if you can give me a one sentence, I guess you could say pitch or whatever you want to call it. In one sentence, can you tell us why folks should check out Agnes on VOD or in theaters on December 10th?
It's for anyone that is in the market for something new and different.
And who loves scary movies?
There you go.
There you go. Mickey, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for your time today, sir. And I'll tell Molly you said great things about her.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Take care, man. Bye.
Thanks.